fuck what you heard. Know you gotta get in your bag. So when you get cash, they mad. Don't try to bring up my past. You better get in your bag. Your bag. You better get in your bag. Your bag. Yeah. Wait. That cat don't stop for nobody. Put up in a Porsche and
Yo, I just look so cute. Do you like my hair? You like my hair?
Don't all speak at once.
Comment down below, because I know y'all can't hear me now.
I actually love it.
But do you, thanks, Mom. Mom said she loves my hair. And she always hating on my hairstyle, so.
Shut up.
And y'all know she hates middle parts. Well, y'all don't know that, but now you know. Oh. Okay, let me stop. Let me get into the video. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back. Before we get started with today's video, make sure that you guys subscribe and tell a friend to subscribe. A friend or 7, doesn't matter which one. But today's video is going to be a little more serious and informative and a little personal. And yeah. But before we get into the video, make sure that you guys subscribe, like, leave a friendly comment down below, and share. Let's get into it. So today's video is going to be a story time, and then I'm just going to be sharing a few quick little tips about how to deal with this situation if you're in the same situation that I was in, and that is that I was scammed. Me. This face right here. Even though nobody ever saw my face. But yes, I was scammed not too long ago actually. I had just started college. I was desperate for some money. So this was in August, right? End of August? Or was it September?
No, it had to be September.
Okay. So this was like the beginning, middle of September. I did have a job at the time, but I was in the training process. I hadn't gotten my first paycheck and everything like that. And the last paycheck that I got from my last job, I had spent it already because, you know, I was going into college. I spent my money on other stuff and yeah. And so I was broke. I needed some money. And my mindset was that I'm in college now, I'm 18, I'm an adult, I shouldn't have to ask my parents for money all the time, even though my dad would tell you otherwise because I'd be hitting that man up. But anyway, I shouldn't have to ask my parents for money all the time. And you know, I got this, I want them to know that I got this, I want them to see that I got this. And moral of the story, I didn't have it. And that's okay. And so I said, I'm gonna apply for some loans. And my mom had told me, because I was talking to her on the phone, and you know, I joke about everything, and everything is just so funny to me. And I was talking about how broke I was, and she probably, like her mindset was probably like, girl, you say you're broke all the time. Because even when I have money, my motto is that I'm broke, because I am. And so I told her, I said, you know what, I'm just gonna apply for some loans. But this time I was dead serious. Like I was broke, you know? I was at a very low point. And so I was applying for loans online and I ended up getting scammed. And so what had happened was I was walking back to my dorm from class one day and Loan Pioneer had called me. That's the name of the loan company. And so if you're trying to apply for some loans and that pops up, don't do it. Don't do it. Just don't. You're gonna be like me. But so they called me. It was a man named Max Weber. That was his name. And he sounded very foreign. And that's not to say anything, just to put that out there. And you know, we were talking about it. He knew my name and everything. And so I'm like, oh, cool, you know. And long story short, he told me that I qualified for the loan, and he asked me how much I was trying to get and everything like that. It just seemed very legit, other than the fact that, you know, he was very foreign talking, had a very thick accent and everything like that. And so I was just going along with it, and I had told them that I was actually, you know, headed back to my dorm and everything like that. And you know, that maybe now wasn't just like the best time to talk about everything, because I obviously wanted to be sitting down and, you know, making sure that I was taking everything in correctly. And so we scheduled a time, and he had said that they were going to call me back. And they did. And so we were talking about it. I don't want to make the story super long, but long story short, they started asking for some very, very personal info. Like my social security number, and like some information about my online banking and things like that. And I know what y'all thinking, like, girl, how could you be so naive to even, like, that should have been a red flag. You're asking for my social security number for what? That should have been a red flag. But for me, being broke, trying to be independent, trying to prove to my parents that now that I'm in college, I got this. And, you know, it just, yeah, it all went downhill from there. Start running my mouth. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. And, you know, then you get that moment where everything hits you and it's like, oh, shoot, I messed up. You know, you get so caught up in the moment. And yeah, so they had all of my information at that point. They were trying to have me go to the Walmart to purchase Google Play cards and things like that. They were claiming that that's how they were going to give me the money. Then they end up putting the money in my account through information that I gave them and I knew that I shouldn't have. And then, you know, everything, it was just all so fishy. You know, it started to all hit me at once. I got an email with a check, and the check I'm looking at, I'm like, this does not look like, you know, a check that I've received before. It looked very funky, and I'm just like, what is going on? That check was supposed to be my receipt. That's why it was sent to my email. And then, like, you know, like the bottom of the check where the routing number and such is, that was like cut off, and I'm just like, this just doesn't make any sense. And throughout this whole time, my main problem is that I didn't try to communicate with anybody. That, you know, at this point, I'm in trouble. You know, it's not, it was financial trouble, obviously, but also in trouble because of the fact that these people that I didn't even know had my information, such as my social security number. And, you know, you can do a lot with my social security number. And it's just, it was crazy. And I didn't communicate with anybody. I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do. And yeah, so I ended up going to the bank. I had to close that account. The bank had sent the money back, and I opened a new account, but then I got passwords and extra security on my account and on my social security number. And so that way I get alerts just in case anything fraudulent was going on, or anything suspected to be fraudulent anyway. And yeah, it was crazy. It was just a lot. And then especially I had literally just started college. Literally. And I had literally just turned 18 in June. And it was just like, dang, like, adulting is super hard. And I made it a little harder for myself, trying to just go and do things that I knew I had no business doing because my mama told me so, you know? And when we were talking on the phone, she's like, oh, you're not gonna be able to get a loan because, you know, you just turned 18, you haven't even built your credit yet, and da-da-da-da-da. And it should have been a red flag because, like I said, I was applying for different loans. I got disapproved for a loan before. And so that should have been another red flag, like, oh, all of a sudden, you know, after being disapproved for these other ones, now just boom, here's one, and they're offering you X amount of money. And, you know, it's just, ugh. I can't wait to tell my kids that story, so that way if they ever try it, I can bust their head open. Because I know my mom probably wanted to bust my head open. And, you know, I was very disappointed in myself as well. My state at that moment, to where I thought that it was okay to give somebody that I didn't even know my very personal information. That they could make a whole fake identity. Like, I shouldn't have did that. Somebody out there could have been acting like they were me. I shouldn't have did that, and I know that, and I bet I never do it again. But so yeah, that's my story about how I got scammed, and basically just some quick red flags that should have, you know, stopped me from pursuing anything else, or that they sounded kind of foreign. The very thick accent. At times you couldn't even understand what he was saying. And you know, when they're overseas and stuff like that, like they'll try to wash money through your account and things like that. And so if you have anyone calling your phone with a very thick accent, maybe, you know, talking about money or a loan or anything like that, is probably pretty sketchy. Probably should not pursue that. Another red flag is that they ask for very personal information. A loan company is not going to ask you for that personal information, especially like my online banking. Very unnecessary. And so if you have someone asking you for that, do not give it to them, first of all, and also just, you know, stop it right there. Don't pursue with anything else. And the third thing is that they kept calling. They were very persuasive in trying to have me accept the loan and for them to put the money in my account and everything like that. And so when they just keep pushing and things like that, you have to know your limits and when to say no. And you know, I could have blocked the number or anything. I was just very naive and desperate. And one more thing that probably should have been like a red flag for me is the fact that I felt kind of like guilty about the situation. And I just did not want my mom to tell my aunt, who works at a bank and she knows all about that stuff. And I really just did not want her to know. And so the fact that I didn't want anybody to know the decisions I had made just let me know right there that I knew that I had no business making them. And from everything that I was taught and everything that I was told, I just felt like, dang, like I could have messed my whole life up in those short, what do you call them? Those short minutes that we were on the phone. And in those times that I was just giving out my information, I really could have messed my whole life up. Like, just say that I never did go to the bank, close my account or anything. Like I said earlier, I could have went to jail if they were like washing money through my account and they got caught. Like, so much stuff could have happened. And so, y'all, just don't be like me, okay? We all make mistakes. We all gotta learn in our own ways. We all make tough decisions and things like that. But if you watch this video and you go and you apply for a personal loan from Loan Pioneer, then I just know that you just, let me not. And so just 4 quick tips that I have for you are: don't apply online if you can avoid it, because a lot of the websites, they'll look secure and everything like that, and they'll just look perfect, like how they're supposed to, and whole time they're just scammers behind the screen. Second thing, call people, talk to people. I could have called my bank like, hey, have you ever heard of, you know, a loan company called Loan Pioneer? Or I could have talked to my mom like, hey, this loan company is asking for my social security. Does that sound right? Anything like that. I literally didn't talk to anybody until after it had all been said and done. Like, if I had used that money, I could have gotten into so much trouble, low-key, especially if they were like trying to wash money through my account or do any like fraudulent activities through my account with that money. Like, I could have gotten in trouble. Even if I never knew anything about it, the fact that it was my account and I had gave them that information, it was just me basically just giving permission for them to do whatever they wanted to with the information that I gave them. The third thing, oh yeah, this is I said the third thing. I thought I had 4 fingers. Oh man.
No.
The third thing is, especially if you're online, and to read the reviews, because when I went back and I was looking up Loan Pioneer and everything like that, turns out there are so many people out there who were like, do not get a loan with these people. They're scammers, this and that. They cleared my account of $6,000 and all this extra stuff. And I'm just like, I'm just so lucky that it did not get that far with me. Because if I had to get the loan in the first place, Lord knows I didn't have $6,000 to be cleared out. You know what I'm saying? And so definitely read the reviews about any loan companies or any places, you know, that you're looking to work with or apply for and things like that. And the last thing is to always weigh out your options. Because I'm pretty sure if I would have just called my mom or called my dad like, hey, I need some money, they would have gladly, well maybe not gladly, but they would have gave it to me if I would have just asked, you know? And so, yeah, those are my little tips and that's my little story. I hope that you guys learned something from this because when I was looking at my analytics, I have a pretty wide variety of people who watch my videos age-wise. And so I really hope that you guys can learn something from this, especially if you're going into college, that maybe, you know, loans might not be the first thing that you should look at. I did definitely get a bunch of scholarships that helped me, but as far as like personal loans, it's probably not the best thing to go with unless you're loaning from your Auntie Joe or something. Don't do
Where's
it.
an aunt named Joe?
I don't know. Y'all don't have an aunt? I don't even have an aunt named
Exactly.
Joe. But yeah, personal loans is not the way to go. Just take it from me, okay? So yes, thank you guys for watching this video. Subscribe, tell all your friends to subscribe. Like this video, comment down below, and what's the other thing? And share. Yes, that's all that I have for today. Peace, love, and hair grease. Oh, by the way, this is video 2 of 10. I'm on a roll.
Lord of mercy.
Peace, love, and hair grease.
Gotta get it by any means. Things ain't really what they seem. One day they on your team, the next day they trying to scheme. Cause when you get that bag, you better watch your back.
Quality. Thank you for watching.